Hi, I'm reading The Surrender Experiment by Michael Singer, chapter by chapter. So we are on chapter 9, which is called The Promised Land. And I'm going to get right into it. It had been months since my deep meditation experience in the Ocala National Forest. The remnants of that experience were a constant flow of energy to the point between my eyebrows and a burning in my heart to go even deeper within. Neither of these forces subsided over time. In fact, the yearning to go deeper kept increasing on a daily basis. It was like having fallen madly in love and not being able to see your beloved. Aww. I began to contemplate completely dropping out and entering a life of solitude. My coursework was done and nothing was forcing me to take my qualifying exams right away. Plus, by that time, I was pretty certain that I would never take those exams. I determined that I needed a place away from everything and everyone in order to become totally focused on my practices. I knew I couldn't just keep camping by a lime pit forever, but I wasn't ready to start looking for a secluded place of my own. So I decided to keep my eyes open to see if something would show up by itself. And something did. I was filling up my van one day when out of the blue, the gas station attendant asked me where I lived. I told him that I had been in my van for a while, but was hoping to find a piece of land in the country. He said he had come across a beautiful place northwest of Gainesville that had 5-acre lots for sale. I got directions from him and went on my way. A few days later, I drove out to the place and found April Gift Estates. It was in a heavily wooded area about 10 miles north of town, and it consisted of 21 5-acre lots and a couple dirt roads. Very few lots had been sold, and I didn't see a single person the entire time I toured. The place was so peaceful and natural that I drove around almost in a trance. It was absolutely perfect. I soon came upon a couple of adjoining lots that were part woods and part field. This is exactly what I wanted. I parked my car and walked through the woods into the interior field. The feeling of going from the woods to sudden openness was unbelievable. There was a rush of light and a feeling of expansiveness. I walked up the rolling hill to the fence on the north side of the property. The property bordered a beautiful pasture that sloped down to a wooded-lined stream. The entire north side of the lot overlooked breathtaking views. It reminded me of how Homer described the Elysian fields. I meandered back into the woods and found a spot under a tree where I could see the interior field open up in front of me, the place and the beautiful pasture land to my right. The woods were quiet and I felt protected. It was like being in my mother's womb. The moment I sat down, I was drawn deep into a meditation. The moment I came back, I knew that I was home. I had never bought a piece of land before, but I did have some funds. When I graduated from college, my father had given me what remained in my college account. He wanted me to take full responsibility for my postgraduate education. Since I did both my master's degree and my doctoral work under full fellowship, I had been able to save almost all of the $15,000 that he had given me. It was now time to spend it. I decided to try to buy both of the lots that included the interior field. That would give me plenty of seclusion. Before contacting the owner, I picked a maximum number that I was willing to pay for the 10 acres. The number was significantly less than the asking price, but I told myself that if the seller wouldn't come down to my price, that it wasn't meant to be. I was completely at peace with either outcome. As it turned out, that sense of detachment gave me an edge that I needed to successfully negotiate for the lots. I succeeded in the purchase, but I didn't feel a sense of joy. What I felt was a sense of resolute determination. what lay ahead of me was not going to be easy. I had already committed so much of myself to exploring what was beyond me. Now I was going to commit everything. Interesting, hey? That's a really special time in a person's life when they buy their first home or property, like when they find a place that they resonate with and they want to be there. It's so cool. It makes me a little bit sad because I have not had that. I thought that I had that, but it turned out to not work out in the end. So yeah, count your blessings if you're a person like Michael that did find your place on planet Earth. And I guess also count your blessings if you're like me and you're a gypsy, because we're free-flowing and we try to do what we're supposed to and settle down, and it's not in the cards, at least not yet. Okay.